This is very
dangerous to when people gather. Even with masks. It's not very smooth. So, please, you be careful. We have now lost, I think, 9 people now. I tried to advise you, please be careful, and we managed to succeed up to the 21st of, I think it was July. And now we have lost, that's when we lost the first person. Now there are 9. Now, when they start getting fever, they don't go to the COVID treatment centers which we have put in all parts of Uganda. I don't know the last 2, but the 7 I had studied the case of each one. Somebody goes to a private clinic. Private, government, or even if they go to a government one, they go to the ones which don't specialize in this COVID. Because we have told you that when you feel like flu and so on, stay at home, ring from there. Ring the nearest health center. So they are not Bakugu, they are Basawo, those Basawo. Basawo. Then for them they will now alert the specialized ones. They are all over the zones of Uganda. I was told that there are 100 centers in the whole of Uganda. You can ask the medical people here to tell you where they are in Busoga. So then, once they ring those specialized people, they come to your home. You don't go to the health center. They come to your home. They take a sample from you. Take it for checkup. In 24 hours, they will have got the results. And if you have COVID, then they take you to the treatment centers. And they know how to treat it. That's why you hear that when I last checked, 1,115 people had recovered from COVID. had recovered from COVID because they were catered for in the treatment centers. The big ones are Mulago and Entebbe Grade B, but there are also regional ones. I'm sure even Jinja is one of them. Although there is no direct medicine for COVID, but the good thing is that our bodies can defeat COVID if they are supported well, which is different from AIDS, for instance. So really you can see that this is a sickness which can be fought if we are careful. First of all, you can avoid it. Avoid going in crowds. Put on mask. Don't touch yourself. Don't greet people. Don't be near anybody who has got something like flu. Now, clean surfaces with sanitizer. Surfaces, meza, door handles, which are used by many people, should be sanitized. Above all, don't touch yourself in the soft parts or in your eyes, in your nose, or your mouth with hands which you have not washed. And when you wash with soap, or use sanitizers. So in that way you can avoid. That's why we have avoided. That's why you hear that the infection in Uganda is they are now like 1,000 something. I don't know the latest, but they were 1,200 something. Our figure is now like total like 1,200 or something. And 1,115 have already healed. So first of all, avoid. But secondly, when you suspect sickness, now contact the health center which is near you, which should call for you the hub. It's called the hub, the specialized COVID monitoring center in your area. Then they come for you, handle you properly. Coming, and these young people were stopping me that I come and talk to them and about NRM. It's very dangerous. I couldn't stop. So therefore, the political leaders, please, if you care about the people, don't endanger them. Don't encourage people to crowd. So now that's really the main issue of now. It is the main enemy. Now the other one is a good thing which needs to be managed well. This is the issue of ebikado bingi kamara ebikado kamara biviremu sukari mwingi ino abararo bayimweri enkore bakama amata kamara so then nibalima amatoke nago mangi abana Uganda balime duma. Now the others have cultivated coffee. So now abantu abataizi enkulakulana y'ensi bo beeraliikirira. The ones who don't see the progress, they get worried. But for me, I'm very happy. We are now in 1986. The production of coffee was 3 million bags. Now we are exporting 7 million bags of coffee. Coffee has no problem because it has got an international market. Abasinga kugula emwanyi ba abebweru basinga kugula emwanyi. So that one is not a problem. Maybe the price can go down a bit, but they will buy it. But on our side, we must harvest the coffee properly and dry the coffee properly so that we can get a better price, because that one also influences the price. No, Yanika. Don't harvest unripe coffee. Do not put coffee in the soil. Don't dry coffee on bare ground. Using tundubari or plastic sheeting or something. So that one is moving well. And we are aiming at 20 million bags. So that only Brazil can be producing more than us. But apart from coffee, you have heard of, especially in Busoga, you have grown a lot of sugar cane. You are now producing 6 million tons of cane. And from that we are getting 500,000 tons of sugar. Not of cane, emitwaro. Atano. Now Uganda is consuming only 380,000. So there is a surplus of 120,000. And soon the sugar production will go up to 680,000. With a Tiak and other sugar factories. So we have the problem of market now. But this is a temporary one. And it's a happy one. bozala abana bangi abana katona kwa abana you need to build a big house for them. You cannot cry that because my house was small katona nkozi bibi okumpereza abana bangi. No, whoever the katonda, then you struggle how to build for them a bigger house. So the answer for sugar is number one. I need to sit down properly with the sugar people like I had done the other time here. Abarukulima nabakola sukali bonna. So that because now I am told that Brazil produces a ton of sugar at $240. Swaziland at $500 per ton. Uganda 630. I don't know whether this is the production cost or the selling price. You need to clarify that. They should check it and sort it out. But the point is that apparently our production costs here are higher than in Brazil and in Swaziland. So that is an issue we must address. Because when they were only selling to us here, for us we were able to protect, to say, tumuleta sukari from other places. But now you cannot go to other people and tell them that you must buy Uganda sukari, which is more expensive, when they have got cheaper sugar. While here we have got a surplus of sugar of 120,000 tons. Is fiscal. East Africa has got a deficit of 610,000. East Africa so, but the problem is the price. Some of them have some other reasons, but like Tanzania has no problem. They wanted to buy, but our price was higher. And we had to buy 20,000, and we had to do all sorts of maneuvers with Tanzania. But they could have bought more. So the issue of the price, which we must sort out. I'm putting on my mask because the Muyagana is coming from those people. These ginger people may be having COVID, so. So this is number one. But number two, although we say sukari mungi kamara, the sukari we are talking about is the sukari for chai only. But there is improved sugar for Coca-Cola.
ayo ndio sukali ono gobongeiro okusamu gwebakozesa mu bintu nga soda.
That one we are still importing.
Oyo tukaleta kuva kulia, tukagula kuva kulia.
And apparently last year they bought 83,000 tons.
Eyo mwaka ogwere twagula tani mitwalo 8.3 okuva kulia.
Of industrial sugar.
Ono sukali gobongeiro okusamu gobeta refined.
And we spent something like $40 million on that. And it produced 70 tons of refined sugar. 70 tons. Tons in Sambu. You need 100 tons of brown sugar. Tani chikumi za chai zikueleza tani nsambu eza sukari oli alongosedwamu.
Tani chikumi eza sukari ngokuta mu chai wendo olundi ngokuta mu soda
So therefore, an extra 100,000 tons of this sugar, which we say a fiscal. The demand is here, only that we are not able to do it in the past. Why were we not able to do it? Because we didn't have enough sugar for drinking. How could you now go and start investing for sugar for Coca-Cola? The raw material was not enough to handle both the chai and the Coca-Cola. So that's why I'm telling you that what you think is a problem actually is a big advantage. And this is the demand of industrial sugar, what they call industrial sugar, for only Uganda. Now, I don't know, I have not checked with Kenya, I have not checked with others, because they don't have enough sugar for chai. Obviously, they are importing the sugar for Coca-Cola in all those places.
East Africa,
of chai sukari wa chai azirawo oba sukari wa chai azirawo kati oli wakokola bana nokumuloza ko tebamulowooza ko
kale amuli bana akatalenga kamani no kale abati mu kado mutafayo akataleko kamani.
So and we can now sell the refined sugar here. And also no, produced for here but also for other African countries. And as usual, I had encouraged some of these people to move, and Mayuga has moved. And they are going to install the machine for making that refined sugar. So we must go back kati byomuzanyo bivudewo byokuzanyira wano mu lujja, because tubadde tuzanyira wano mu lujja. Kubanga sukari gwe twogerako, amata ge tubadde twogerako gawano okutunda wano mu lujja wano. Now tulina okuvuganya n'abalala. And the first thing you deal with is to have a price which is either equal or lower than your competitors. So you really need to sit down and we discuss properly. I had told, when I met those Banyankore, they were fighting with the Indians who are processing milk there. Oh, the Indians have given us low price, what. But I said, you people, you know, Kulambara is also good. Kulambara sometimes is good. Every year to what's happening? So now I said, you Banyankore, before you fight with these Indians, whom I brought from India to help us process the milk, first find out the price of milk in London. A liter of milk in London, how much does it cost? New Delhi.
New Delhi, India,
China. Because when we produce enough for the local, Africa, just underproducing all the time. Now, this Uganda now is the first time to produce more than we need. Now, once you are producing more than you need, now you have the problem of how to sell to other people. And how are you going to compete there? Okuvuganya. So that's where you start, even before you talk about the internal. You start, when I satisfy here, what is the price there? So that's what really we must deal with as far as sugar is concerned. We need to sit down and see how we are going to sell beyond Uganda competitively. So then the same issue with the Duma, the same issue with milk, the same issue with all those with bananas. Even now, muhogo, we are beginning to produce huge amounts of muhogo in northern Uganda. So that's the second point I wanted to talk about. The one of production. This surplus is not a problem, it is a big advantage. The only other thing I would add is, of course, especially for Duma and for milk and for even other products, the hygiene of those products. Because when there's what they call orhumbo, mold orhumbo, olukuku. That mold is very, very dangerous. Our products will not be bought if they found there in orukuku. Because it has got a dangerous chemical called aflatoxin. which can cause cancer of the liver. So all people, your neighbor, what you should check, be like inspector of one another. Because they are going to damage things for us. Those Banyankora was telling them, the market for powdered milk is there. In Algeria, in Nigeria, big market. But we shall buy from a country which has not had foot and mouth disease for 12 months. Karusu. So, if you Ugandans, you are specialists in spreading foot and mouth. You go to Tanzania, steal cows, that you are clever. Those of Banyankore, they go to Tanzania, they buy cheap cows which have got foot and mouth. They think they are clever business people. They come and kill all our dairy export potential. So those people are enemies. Anybody who behaves in a selfish way is an enemy of our future. So that's the second point really I want to mention. Now, the other issues of corona, we shall deal with them as we go along, like the opening of schools, the churches. These are being examined by the scientists. We shall advise. Now, for the NRM members, you are now engaged in elections for structures, for preparing for the general elections. I would appeal to you really to do so peacefully. Do not, because those of Banyankore have a proverb that which means that when you are bobo omegana na muganda wo okumegana tu. Okay, even okurwana. When you are pushing him, when you see he's about to step in a hole where he can fracture his leg, a goomba, you warn him, you say, although you are angry with him, but you warn him, I'm angry with you, but I don't want you to die. I don't want you to be permanently damaged. I want to knock you down so that the anger gets out of me. But I don't want you to have a fracture. Because maybe when you have a fracture and you die, I will have to look after your children. Because who will look after them? The Bamulekwa. You are my brother, I will have to look after them. And I will have one brother less. So, my advice is that, you see, like we, the like for instance, me, I've been involved in all these struggles for almost 60 years now. Nzera mulabe mu byabufuzi ow'olubeerera. Ow'olubeerera. We were fighting with the UPCs. As soon as we came into government, we brought them back. The DPs had also let us down. When we came, we brought them. All those people, they were all part of our government. The Amin soldiers. The soldiers of UNLA. Who were shooting at us with bullets. Not just a bigambo. These ones who abuse Museveni. Museveni Musuru Namagezi Nzisifayo Impeo Impitako. And when I get a chance, I talk to them. Ate sinyoma muntu yenna. Anybody I discuss with them. With my young people in Kampala, full figure, she was in the other group, I discussed with her, she came to my side. Butcherman, the NRM people learned that culture of dialogue. Even when you have differences, talk about them. You may not agree, like we did not agree with UPC in the end. Because in 1979-80, after we had defeated Idi Amin, there was no need for another war. We would have discussed everything. And we tried. But they were not, they were making, first of all, they were killing people. So then you say, oh, who is so-and-so, who is so-and-so? Who is Museveni? So now you know who Museveni was. But by the time they knew who Museveni was, it was too late for many of them. So my NRM people, I don't like people quarreling. You bring different ideas, implementation strategies in your local areas. Because the program is the NRM program. You are not going to have your own program. Where will you get it from? What you are going to do is to implement the program of the NRM. The other people don't have any program, so those ones don't have any burden at all. Their program is Museveni. But to say we shall solve this, we shall solve this, we shall solve this, like I've been telling you now how we are going to deal with this. Because all these things you are talking about, like this big, because like for instance the coffee. That's what the Bible says. I started Operation Wealth Creation. You remember, you are all here. Operation Wealth Creation. 2013. At that time, the production of coffee was 2 million bags. We are now 7 million bags. So, action has now brought results. A plan has brought results. Duma. I actually started, you remember during the time of those who are old would know that during the time of the British, they would say cash crops were only coffee and cotton and so on. Not maize. It was actually the Honorable Secretary, Vicky Secretary and myself. We said no, everything is a cash crop. That's how Duma became a cash crop. Bananas became a cash crop. Milk became a cash crop. So policies are the ones which produce plans. Endowooza ereeta enkola ereeta ebibala. So the candidates of the NRM will have to push forward the program of the policies and program of NRM. So that so the only difference will be how patient you are with the people, to get near them. That's really the difference between the different candidates. There are candidates who can reach the people and implement those programs and follow them up or supervise, because the implementation is mainly by the like Operation Wealth Creation, the soldiers in this case, by the agricultural officers of the sub-county, but supervise. And fighting the corrupt people. The fighting the people who are stealing land of the people. So defending the people and implementing their programs. And also implement so therefore in that okuvuga nyoko you don't have to be enemies. Because you will need one another. That's really my advice. You shouldn't squander solidarity. And that's why we have been like if I give my example, I can fight. When UPC couldn't listen, we fought them. But okurwana is a last resort. And we do it with a lot of regret. Because the better thing is dialogue and consensus and harmony. That's the better way.
ekyo ekirungi ekisinga bulungi.
So that's my third point, because now we are in this these politics. Now there are others who say they will kutabula, those are just talking rubbish. We shall not allow them. We are ready. We shall kutabula tugenda kwocha Kampala.
Naye ensonga yange eyokusatu
yakuna. Because the third one is harmony and disciplined competition.
Eyokusatu n'okubona nti tuvuganya aye nga tukuuma eddembe tukuuma obwabalala.
And discipline.
Discipline okukuuma empisa.
And not okutyobora, to abuse people, what? Now, the fourth one is peace now. Those who think they can disturb peace, those are just wasting their time. Because we are ready, we have a lot of capacity. Tugenda kwocha Kampala. When you burn it, you will burn yourself. So, and you will not succeed. We shall defeat you. So therefore, I really am very happy to be here. I just came for the. I will come back for longer talk. I had come for the night here. I've got another meeting in TV, so maybe six questions.
Your Excellency, waliwo abantu abakubuuziza ebibuuzo ku radio, Samiro abikubuuza ebibuuzo ebisatu, ne muwala we alina ebibuuzo byali kwenda okubuuza bali kwenda ku byenfuna, ekkiriza ebibuuzo ebyo omukaaga ssebo.
Kale.
N'omuwala ono ali kusaba edda kusembera ku waliwo ayita akutuuke kwenda basobole okufuna ekifaananyi ekirungi ekya TV.
Oh, fine. Aye tandeetera corona. Bamukebere. Oh.
Okay, Oekitiibwa President, ekibuuzo ekisooka bakigemagana n'ebyenguudo abatuwuliriza bali kwenda bamanyise ku nteekateeka y'oluguudo lwa Jinja Kampala Express Highway n'oluguudo oluva e Kaliro okubita e Saaka paka Palisa, oluguudo oluva e Kimaka okutuuka e Kamuli, ki ekijja mu maiso?
The one of Kampala Jinja will be done, but there were some companies which were bribing your people. When I got to know, I banned them. I said I would never allow them to do that road. Linda Co. This is the one of Kampala Jinja, the expressway. However, a batch of other companies came up, and we support them. They will do it. That's the one of Kampala Expressway. Then the one of Jinja, Budondo, Mbulamuti, Kamuli, that one will be done. There were two groups, but we zeroed on one because it is working with our army. Our army has a company called NEC. They will work together to work on that road. The one of after they should be concluding agreements in the near future. Now the one of we are going to do a road. There's a road from Iganga to Chiunga to somewhere else, Namwendwa. Is it Namwendwa? Where does it pass? To Kamuli. That one we shall do also. Now, then is another road, the one you are talking about of from Kamuli to Kaliro and then to Saka. Those are all part of our long-term plans. but also some roads here in the towns. The Iganga, the other time when I went to campaign for Mama Madi in Iganga, there were some bad roads there in the town. I don't know what they call them, but there were some bad roads. As a policy, when we are doing big roads, long distance roads, to try go to town. That's how we have improved all these towns. Kabare, when we are doing the Mbara Kisoro road, we did some roads in the town. Mbare, when we were doing Tororo, Soroti, we did some roads in Mbare town. If you go to Soroti now, Soroti looks shiny because we did some roads there as part of the big road. So we normally add on those roads. So even Iganga town, there are some roads which we shall do there. The issue of roads is moving on because I don't see why anybody should doubt, because you see what has happened. Omanyoro ba Thomas na yenkovu ziri wano, so I don't know what you, because when NRM came, there was no road from Iganga, Nakalama, Busembatia, Tirinyi, Namutumba, Ngutoyo Yari Ataka. It is now done, it has been done again. We have done it the second time. My road, my fighting road where I fought soldiers, the one of Musita, Bulopa, eyo munda, Buluba, Kaluba eyo jena wanya na basirikare ba mini, Mayuge, na Mayingo is done. So anybody who doubts the word of NRM really, Katonda Muyambe. What we say is what we do. I now came from Kampala through the road of Katosi. That road had been there for a long time, talking. They stole some of the money, but it's now a wonderful road when you pass there. So the roads will be done. The second question?
Yes, Excellency. Kaseme Ibuzo Bibiri. Isipokuwa niko na mambo mengine ya kuambia ya kisiri, si kwenye microphone. Nitakuomba nipe nafasi nikwambie mimi moja kwa moja.
Okay.
Ni siri sana mzee. Ekibuzo ekindi waliwo abakosebwa mu biseera byalakwena, abandi bakaali kuliyirirwa oba okufuna kasiimo, waire nga waliwo ko abandi abakolebwako abasaba mu bikunye ebisatu. Bana basigaire basaba otemu enjobozi.
No, because if we compensated the other ones, why not these ones? That's what the lawyers say. If you take one step, why not 50? It may be a question of resources. Sometimes the resources are not enough. It may be a question of attention, focus, but it will be done. They will be compensated. Mbayo is there. She can write a brief so that I can know what's the latest, and then they will be compensated. Of course, now we have got a lot of things in terms of budget. We have got the corona, we have got all these things which were not there. So the money may not be enough, but the intention is there, they will be compensated. It's a matter of time.
Okay, Mzee Kisembayo, abasoga bali kubanda ate era bali kusaba Public University. Era bebuuza eri Busoga University byasangawo.
The Busoga University, we are going to take it over, but it had some issues which had to be sorted out. There were some individuals who were involved I don't remember the details, but that was all. The government team, it was actually not a government team, it were like many religious leaders whom I formed into a committee to work on the handover, and I think I saw the letter that it's now ready. The government is ready to move in. I think the issues may have been resolved, but the intention was clear from the beginning. And it's not only that, because there was like the issue of land. The land was by Church of Uganda or something like that. And then, so the question was, there were all those Sagar, I don't want to mix them up, but there were those implementation issues, which when they are resolved, the government will take over the university. But also, there is the branch of Namasagari. That one we should have moved by now. Namasagari is a government place. It had no problem. It was a government secondary school, was it not? And I'm the one who directed, because of Namasagari. I visited it when we were fighting Amin. I came with guns from Kenya. I hid them in the lodge in Iganga, waiting for the evening of Kampala. Now, because I didn't want to stay in the room after showering and so on, I locked my room and got into a taxi without knowing where I was going. So they announced, Namwendwa, wa. So I just listened. The last point to be announced was Namasagari. Namasagari. So I said, I'm going to Namasagari because I wanted where I can go, spend the whole day and come back in the evening. Then I went and I spent the day at Namasagari. I saw that water. I liked the place so much. This was 1972. So recently when I went there, and there was that secondary school which had done some good work, and we want to develop, like we have got technicians for the roads, technicians for vehicles, mechanical engineering for vehicles and machines, civil engineering for buildings and roads, electrical. We need to develop water engineering, the water transport, marine capacity. And because of that big river there, which I saw that time and I kept in my head, I am the one who insisted, no, that area must be a marine college for Uganda, because we don't, now people have got to go to Mombasa to study marine science, marine engineering, marine this, or Dar es Salaam. I want Namasagari to be the marine center, a university. Like Busitema had specialized in agricultural engineering. I want that one to specialize in marine engineering, marine science, marine courses. Like when I went to launch the ferry at Amaratar, those ferries were trained by the suppliers. The ones who supplied the ferry are the ones who picked some people from Katwe and trained them that they are the operators. Very risky. It's not. You need somebody who has studied these things from theory, but also practical, not just these mechanics. So actually, that's the biggest thing in my head. That marine university college, you can call it whatever you want. I have. Then you can have the other one of Iganga. But the one which will add value is that one, because it will have something which is only in Mombasa. I think in Mombasa it is even a diploma. I don't think it is a degree. But I want this one to be a degree giving institution, certificate, degree, diploma, and also degree, so that we have people who have got knowledge of the water. Knowledge of the water.
Your Excellency, Minister Kisige, Minister Wajire, Honorable Waliomu, Akwegaise. Your Excellency, Mwala Walinda, Walijjo Kuiraku, Ayenenzo Kutafuta Mukatono ino, the President Abel alikoba nti ensonga ya University ya Busoga yiganga wali wakaliwo ko butayikirizagane ku nsonga ebe itakanika aye abakoba nti n'amasagali alikwenda ebe university.
But I think now that has been resolved.
But ensonga yo yaletamu ko buga yavu aye bakimalirize ekyakanisa n'abakulu mu government okutaka university ya government yiganga. Ensonga yo n'amasagali abakobe alikwenda university yebenge gaba degree mu masomo ag'ebyekikugu mu nsonga ed'ebyokumanda eb'emirimu egy'okumanda. Alinda olina ebibuuzo bisatu.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, to give us this time. My name is Jacqueline Arinda, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer, Smart 24 TV. Your Excellency, allow me to introduce you to Smart 24 TV. It is the first business channel in the country. In short, I would say it is the first localized Bloomberg. Our vision is to be the most comprehensive multimedia business channel. Your Excellency, with our presence in Chikobo, how are the traders in Chikobo going to help, or what is their role in import substitution?
Well, they need to go from Obukafiri to Obukristayo, N'Obukristu, N'Obusilamu, because not only Chikubo, but even the Kasita, their livelihood has been based on making us a market of Dubai and of China. Uganda spends $7 billion, not shillings, $1 billion in imports, importing perfumes, importing carpets, importing furniture. You can imagine, we, people who have got forests, have been importing furniture from Dubai, a desert. So, importing hair, Dr. Linda, where did you know the right? Tell me,
Your Excellency,
aha, katono yedirente rubombwe wachika change mwara wange. Kati abente bazara abana barungi ddala nga bomanyi abawala bemviri nini. But you go to China to import enviri z'aba China kuzileta wano, and then akasente kange kempakasiza okuva mu emwanyi, okuva mu mata, okuva mu chai, ni mukazayo okusaka enviri z'aba China. So that's why and now when you're importing, when you import this carpet, you lose money in dollars, but you also lose jobs. Kubanga omwana akoze carpet eno si mwana wa bente. Mu China yakoze carpet eyo. N'olwekyo ogabye sente n'ogaba emirimu. And that's why really we have advised Kasita ate mbewuunya kubanga abakasita abo tebayiga. Abachina ng'Abachina bali abakapeka waliwo China bakora ceramic tiles. They first imported them. They first imported ceramic tiles, imported. When they saw there was a market, they started making them here. They import only to test the market. Once they see the market, they make here. But our people import yesterday, import today, import tomorrow. So that's why for us we are taking the lead. First of all, working with the Chinese actually are easier because they help us to import substitute. No longer importing ceramic tiles, other products. There is a factory on the way coming here making picky tires using rubber from the western area. So, import substitution. I am going to start a factory myself, not as Museveni, but as the program run by H.E of turning leather. Because our shoemakers had a problem of leather. They had to buy imported leather from Kenya, from China. So we are going to make the leather for them now in Kaumu. So therefore, the Chikubo people, the Kasita, please, mwegate kukawefube okulekeraawo okushaka ebikulya handi tusobole okukolera ebintu wano tweyimirizeewo. That's what I advise them. They can do it. If they can't do it individually, they can form associations, byebabadde bagula eri babikolere wano, especially if they happen to have raw materials. And we can give them support. UDB has got money. We can give them cheap money. If they don't do it, we shall do it, even with foreigners. Because as now you can hear, Mayuge is going to make industrial sugar. That's what I was telling you. Tubade tusaka industrial sukari wakokora. Tubade tumusaka. Bagenda kumukolera wano. Industrial starch. Yokola madagala. Obukerenda wetaga starch eva muhogo yabanyibanda abatagwenda. Kati eyo nayo yakusaka, starch yakusaka, kasukari akana yakusaka, enviri zakusaka. What sort of country is that?
Your Excellency, you talked about traders accessing funds in UDB. How are the traders going to access that?
You just walk there, you say, nenenyeza ebibi mbadde nsaka bye mbadde nsaka njagala kubikolera wano. Obadde osaka ki ebiwempe bino simanyi biki obukopo ebintu obutaliimu bwe basaka nani babikolere wano. They will support you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Uganda's tax base is entirely depending on imports. How is import substitution going to fill the gap?
No, it's not. I don't have the percentage. What you call imports, the tax there is called the customs duty. You can go and check. I don't think it is there, but it's not the only one. There is what we call excise duty. Excise duty, don't call it exercise, it is excise. Excise duty is when I make this cap here, I pay a tax on it, even when I make it here. That's a source of tax. Then you have consumer tax. I think this is the one they call VAT. you Ugandans, you are very good taxpayers. Because you like alcohol, and the ones in Mbarara are the best, I think. Because when I went to Mbarara, I found South Africans. They had built a huge brewery in Mbarara, very big. It's like from here up to the city council down here. Huge factory, breweries. Mwabazungu eno mwategerea mutia. Until we looked for where the drunkards are most, and we found they were in this area. That's how they built a big brewery. So now, since Ugandans like ebinyumo, beer pays a lot of tax. Buli chupa ya beer ejogula eriko omusolo. Chupa ya soda eriko omusolo. So if we stop the rental income, when people build buildings, build properties and they charge rent, they pay tax. It's a lot of money, that one. So it's not correct. When you see a country depending on import, on customs duty, that's a sign of backwardness. Those are African countries, and I want to un-Africanize myself to become a modern country which depends on taxes of consumption, of rent, not on Oksaka.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Some leaders at different levels, the campaign, revenue, or tax collection negatively, which impacts on the compliance. Your Excellency, how will you ensure political support in domestic revenue mobilization?
By talking to Ugandans, you see, Ugandans are not, they are clever people. These Ugandans, they are very clever people. You can come and tell them lies, but when I come and explain to them, they will understand. Because what I'm doing is good for them. We are talking about building the roads here in Busoga. How will you build them if you don't have tax revenue? It's very easy to expose we call them demagogues. Those are called demagogues. Charlatans, the ones who tell lies. Very easy. I think I got a new. But Sango Mulimba, Numirwa, Okumuserekurura, just to remove all the clothes from him. I enjoy it. Twachitanga okulimburura. Bagene nebalimba, finish ulimburura. The only dangerous taxes we should avoid are the taxes which interfere with production. These are the ones. But otherwise, consumption taxes, because they are voluntary. If you don't want to pay the tax of beer, don't drink it. If you don't drink it, you will not pay it. So if you drink the beer in spite of the tax, that means you have the money.
Your Excellency, figures do the Minister Wadira.
Thank you. Wanga. Omusolo gwatula ku bintu ebiva ku bya. Buli ebitulu bikumi na bibiri n'obutundu munaana. Ate soosi eri yabalala ife abawali bankana balinagyogera kale ekyokuba ekituufu ekinaana n'omunaana kuba omusolo gundi.
Absolutely.
You have been an advocate for Pan-African economic integration, but the actual flow of goods and services between partners countries is difficult. How do you plan to handle that?
Now, that's a very good question. There are people who have been misleading our people, and we started fighting them from 1960s, preaching tribalism, preaching sectarianism of religion and tribes, and we opposed them. We opposed them theoretically by saying that what you are saying is wrong because it's against the interests of our people. Now, where we are now, like what I was talking about, what we are dealing with now, the market for sugar, market for milk, market for duma, maize, proves our point, which we have been talking about for the last almost 60 years. If you say, if ngaba nankore, you are a Munyankore, from which village? Nyabushi. So this girl of H.E is from Nyabushi sub-county. So you'll find that Museveni in Nyabushi has got cows. Arinda has cows. You produce milk, I produce milk. I can't buy from you, you can't buy from me. The people who buy our milk are the people in Kampala who don't have milk. So therefore, and the people in Kampala help us, but also there's a limit. When they buy, the market gets saturated. So then you find we need now the market from Kenya. But Kenya, there is Ensaro, the boundary. There is a boundary. So sometimes Kenya doesn't buy. If East Africa was one country, which is one of our aims, if we had implemented the East African Federation in 1963, when Mwalimu Nyerere was pushing that idea, there would be no problem of sugar. The sugar here would automatically go to Mombasa, go to Tanzania, because it is one country. So the integration, economic and political, is a matter of survival for Africa. The countries you admire, United States, what America, those countries which you worship instead of worshiping God, is because of the wisdom of their leaders, who united such a huge area. United States is 3 million square miles of land. Uganda is 93,000 square miles of land. US is 3 million square miles, with a population of 328 million people now. So that's why those people are prosperous. They are prosperous because they have got a big market, they have got a big resource base. That's why they are rich, that's why they are strong. So even you here, you need to wake up. That's why NLM said the 4 principles. Principle number 1, Pan-Africanism. Principle number 1, patriotism. Love Uganda. Because Uganda is more important than Uganda. Secondly, Pan-Africanism. Love Africa. Because even if you love Uganda, Uganda is not enough. It's not enough. Wakatoleka Uganda tekamara. We need a bigger market. And then the third principle is socio-economic transformation, to change to modernize our society. Okuva tamanya, n'obutasoma, n'obwavu, and then democracy. These are the principles of NRM. These are all deliberate solutions to our needs. Okay, thank you.
Your Excellency,
It seems you had another question, which was burning you.
Yes, Your Excellency, I'm requesting that you give Smart 24 TV a chance to visit you and introduce to you the first business channel that targets to have this conversation.
Oh, I thank this channel of Arinda, what do you call it?
Smart 24 TV. Smart 24 TV. Smart 24 TV.
March
S-M-A-R-T
March. Smart. Oh, smart. Oh, okay. I'm very happy to be hosted by Smart Channel. The Smart Channel is doing something new here. There is a similar channel in the US called Bloomberg. The man who had stood as one of the presidents, but he didn't go far, he dropped out. So I didn't want to stand for president. Just to remain on the, but it does a very big job because it is like a business consultancy. If you want information about the economy, about money, about you Google there. So now Arinda and her group have started that service. This is a service of economic information. That's what they are doing, which is very, very, which is a niche, which is a specialized area of service. Thank you.
Your Excellency, ensonga gy'oyogeire mu Luzungu ate nga nkulu, yendi kusaba Busoga Busoga tukusiibula otuuke bulungi.
Which one is that?
Ne abalakwena jogemesa Honorable Mbayo, ensonga yebaire enkulu. Abantu b'ebuduuka, President abategeezizza nti ensonga yemwe bali kugikolako, aye oliisa obuzibu bwa ssente, aye Honorable Mbayo ayagala kumuwandiikira mukobere weetuuse kubeerwa Honorable Jacob Asiimu. Webale eno ssebo kwidde webale leero.
Webale. Okay, thank you. The other man was saying something special.
Are there any quick solutions to mitigate